All right, so the next thing the instructions tell us to do, number 20, is to sew the two together. This is done by first turning the sleeve. If you look at the instructions, the sleeve is turned to the correct side. So let's open that up. Now you slide on the cuff that corresponds to it so that right sides are together. So see, these two flaps are together. And see that little point right there? Watch this. I can slide them and see how it's just perfectly matched? So I get that dot on top of that dot. Match that together. Now this lines up perfectly. This side lines up. And now this comes together so that if I fold them both forward, right where that stitching stops, I would pick back up and sew. And now this point. See what I mean? If you cut correctly and you maintain your seam allowance, everything comes together. Now, look, my notch lines up. This seam doesn't, the cuff thing doesn't have a seam. Or if it did, they would have to line up. But see, now everything lines up. Perfect. Okay, so we pick where we want to start. And let's start here. So what I'm going to do, lift the pressure foot, put the needle down right in that corner. Okay? I'm going to come straight. But I'm going to knot it good. Okay? Come straight down to where I think 5/8 is. Pivot. Take this pin out. Come to where I think 5/8 is. That's why you have to know 5/8. Pivot. Go here to where I think 5/8 is. Pivot again. Now I'm going to sew this curve. See, it's curved, so I'm feeding it in little by little. I'm not trying to tack the whole thing at once. I'm going to here, put the needle in, pivot, and now I'm going to sew straight up and intersect it. I've got to pull these seam allowances out, make sure they line up. See, pull that out, line it up, and now go to here and intersect it directly with where that stitching stopped. Okay? Oh, God, look at that tension. And something I just fussed at a couple of you about, we don't like this when seam allowance flips over. So I got to open this up. I want it flat and clean. So open that and now repair it. And I'm sewing exactly where I had sewn before. Okay? The next thing that needs to happen is, because you know how to sew, the instructions are not going to tell you what you should already know. What do we know? This is going on top. This is two seam allowances that are going to end up on top of each other. What do I do in that case? I grade. I need to grade one side. So I know that the sleeve side is going to be on the outside. So I always want to grade what's going to be on the bottom. It's easier to grade this before I clip the corners. So I'm grading all the way around, cutting the seam allowance directly in half. They don't tell me that. That's up to your ability and your discretion.
Yeah.
You should just know it, okay? So now we go up to here. All right, the next thing I have to do is clean these corners up. So I'm going to cut across there. What I do is fold this back and fold this back. If they overlap, it's a problem. So if I put a snip there, that lets me know all that needs to come out and all that needs to come out. Now when I pull them together, they don't overlap. I'm going to have to sew that again. So then this is a corner. Cut that out. When I do this, they don't overlap, okay? This is a corner. Cut that out. They don't overlap. This corner is a right angle. Cut that off. They won't overlap. Now what do I need to do? I can't turn this. Can anybody tell me why?
Wait, you can't turn
This
it?
is what's wrong with this seam for me to turn it over so that the right side is exposed?
Um,
It's going to have to stretch around and flip.
so
Does it stretch? No, I have to clip it.
yeah.
So I'm going to have to clip. Any concave curve must be clipped. Convex curves must be notched. Okay, so that's all the preparation I need to do on this. Now I need to press it, okay?